Hello lettering friend, I'm Sarah from Ensign Insights, and I recently shared a stationery haul, and these Amazon Basics brush pens were supposed to be included there, but I have a lot to say about them, so I decided to make a separate video reviewing them. Let's get into it. So a couple years ago, my friend Susie from How to Hand Letter told me about these Amazon Basics brush pens, and I immediately bought them. They were like $4 or something, and then they changed them, and we couldn't find them for a while, and then they came up with new ones. So first of all, here are the old ones. They were super cheap. I think it was even less than $4. But using them, the brush tip, it's not the worst brush pen I've ever used, but it's not great. Like, it doesn't make me happy to use it. The colors are fun. They're really vibrant and pretty. But honestly, for $4, I'd use that money to buy other pens that I would like better. But I think Amazon figured out that they weren't that good, and they made these new ones. And so Susie discovered this too, and she told me about them. And looking at them, I was like, okay, they look really different from the original ones. The fine tip is the same, but the actual brush is really different. And then when I purchased them, I started using them, and I really liked them. And you can see that it is really, really different from the old ones. The old ones can't really get a good upstroke. The brush doesn't really help you with that. And then I realized that the new ones are exactly the same as my Cedar Markers. These ones were sent to me a long time ago, and honestly, I don't even know if you can find them anymore. I think Cedar Markers mostly sells chalk markers, but they are literally exactly the same. One is black, one is gray, but the brush tip itself is the same. You know that it's a good brush tip because it made it through my decluttering. So now that I know these are both the same, I only need to keep one, or maybe I'll keep one of them to be kid markers for my daughter. Anyway, I just thought that was really interesting that they are exactly the same. So there's some generic marker out there that brands can put their name on. However, it is a really good marker. And Amazon Basics now still does sell this one. I'm glad they don't sell the first one anymore, but this one, I actually would recommend it. It does help you get those thin upstrokes. It bounces back really well. They have several different sizes of sets, and the smallest one is under $10. So I think that's a really good intro to hand lettering. I actually personally like these better than my Tombow dual brush pens. I don't use my Tombow dual brush pens very often because they're not my first choice. So I know other people would say that Tombow is better, but for me personally, I really like these ones. I would probably choose these over my Tombow dual brush pens. I don't think the cost is actually that different if you can get Tombow dual brush pens on sale. And one thing I really like about these is that you can get small lettering because the tip works really well. It's firm and it bounces back for you. And if you give it a little more pressure, you can also get really large, chunky lettering. So that is a sign of a really good brush tip. It doesn't stay bent. It bounces back. It helps push against the paper with you. So it's actually helping you get good lettering. I really like these. So here's a little comparison for colors between the Cedar Markers and the Amazon Basics, and I found even the colors are pretty much the same. There were some pink ones that were a little bit different, but not that noticeable. So here's the mess of reviewing pens and comparing pens. It makes me so happy, so I'm glad you're here to watch with me. Let me know if you've tried these pens or if you're going to try them. And if you want to see the stationery haul that I mentioned before, I will leave that right here. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.